You can't make a difference until you make a decision. So, for real, some of you, man, you keep crying. You complaining about your job. You complaining about where you are financially. You complaining about your relationships. You complaining about your opportunities. You complaining. Listen to me. You murmuring and complaining. You complaining and complaining. Shut up. Stop complaining and do me a favor. If you want to make a difference, all you got to do is one thing. This is how you get started. You want something different? Listen to me. All you got to do is make a decision. That's it. And for those of you who've been making the wrong decision, all you got to do is make the right decision. But if you want to make a difference, make a decision. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? What I'm trying to do for you to take you to that next level is I'm trying to give you control of your life back. Some of you ain't got control. You talking about your job. You got control. Listen to me. Some of you talk about your economics like you ain't got no control. You got a control. I want you to know that your life right now is a sum total of your decisions. Not your mama decisions, not your daddy. Listen to me. Even if you made their decisions, you decided to make their decisions. So I need you to do me a favor. I need you from this day forward for the rest of your life, make a decision. And I ain't talking about, again, something that I read. I'm telling you what I experienced. I remember being upset. Okay, the word is pissed off. Forgive me. When the boss gonna tell me I can't go see my daughter get her award. You heard me say it before. It burned. It burns. You can't go see my daughter's getting an academic award, 7, 8 years old. Ain't nothing like having your daddy in the building. And my boss tell me I can't go. So guess what? I let it burn. And then one day I made a decision. And I made a decision to walk away. And let me tell you something. I walked away, and 2 weeks later the video went viral. When you want to succeed, as bad as you want to breathe, went viral. But it didn't go viral until I made a decision. The video never went viral when I was complaining. It never went viral when I was murmuring. It never went viral when I was talking just to be talking. But when I made a decision to walk away, when I made a decision to follow my destiny, I felt it calling me. My destiny was calling me. And when I decided to stop letting it call me, but I chased after her, we went viral. Make a decision.
You're going to have criticism. So many people follow the traditional plan with no thought whatsoever as to what they really want to do in life. You know, they go to school, they go to high school, they go to college, they get a degree, they get married, they have kids, and then they wake up at 40 years old wondering what the f happened and where did my life go? And when I think about those things, I think about how much criticism we got when we started our first company when we were only 19 years old to do all the things that you're supposed to do in society. You know, all the people that used to tell us, you guys are wasting your time, you need to get a degree, you need to get a real job, you need to quit, you know, wasting your time with this hobby. And those are the same people now that, you know, they're telling us how good of a job we did and how proud we are. And I think about that a lot. And I think people don't realize that the same criticism that they get for doing anything outside of what's considered normal, that goes for anybody that tries anything outside of what's normal. And I think people need to realize that people are gonna talk shit, they're gonna criticize, but what's more important? What's more important is that you do what it is you think you need to do instead of changing your path for everybody else's happiness. Because the reality is the people who judge you on doing anything different are the same people who can't do it themselves. And I feel like so many people get so wrapped up into what other people think that they ruin their entire lives living a life that they don't even want to live. Everybody's got to find their own path, and you have to realize that when you get on that path, you're going to fuck up. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have bad fuck-ups, like really bad. But as long as you're willing to learn and you're willing to take those as lessons about, and you're smart enough to not make those same mistakes over and over and over again, there's really nothing that you can't do.
You're going to have to do more. And nobody likes to hear that shit because they think, oh, that's more work. Well, hey, look at it this way. What you do and what you're expected to do pays the bills. what you do on top of that and the investments you make at home in reading, personal development, extra that you could bring to the company, ideas, the extra things, that's an investment in your future, all right? So you have what pays the bills now, and then you have what's gonna pay the bills 20 years from now, all right? And you have to think about that now, so that in 20 years from now, you're not going back and saying, man, I wish I would have done that. Because that's something that so many young people think. They you know, dude, they got their $400 a month apartment. You know, they go out on the weekends. They've got wine, they've got beer, they've got a little weed, they smoke it, and they think they got life made. And the reality is dude, you do not have life made, because if you don't put in the extra shit on top of what is expected and what you're paid to do, you're gonna be doing that same shit when you're 40. Because the myth that life is going to automatically manifest this whatever dream that it is you have is not going to happen. You're not going to flip the switch at 30 years old and have the big house, nice cars, and a fat bank account just because you wished it. You got to put in the work now, and that work compounds and accumulates and puts you in a position to have that opportunity when you are of that age. If you guys are 20 years old and you're saying, oh, this guy's old and he's blah, blah, blah. I'm talking out of experience. This doesn't just happen. So many of you young think that this just happens. You think, I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna put in my time, and then I'm gonna be rich, and I'm gonna be balling like Rick Ross, you know, and all these. And that ain't what happens. You know what's likely gonna happen with that attitude? You're gonna be 37 years old, living in your mom's basement, yelling at her for some meatloaf. That's what's gonna happen. All right, so guys, you've got to do more. You've got to become valuable. You've got to understand that what you get paid to do is the minimum. And everything on top of that is your investment in your future. You don't know everything, all right? Let's just get it right out there on the table. I meet so many young entrepreneurs, they think they know everything. They want to know everything. They want to be the best at everything inside their company. And guys, that's just not reality, okay? You have to understand, winning in business is not about you personally as the CEO of a company being the best at every skill set. Dude, I can't put together graphics. I can't put together videos. There's certain things in my company that I have no clue on how to do, but that's okay. You know what my job is? My job is to go out and find people that can do that far better than myself so that we can win as a team. And this attitude of, I've got to be the best and I've got to win and I've got to, you know, and I'm the best at everything and I know more than you and blah, 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 blah. That makes horrible leadership. Nobody respects that. Let me tell you what people do respect. People respect when you look them in the eye and you say, hey, what do you think? And then they give you an answer, and then it's your job to decide whether or not, on an honest playing field, whether or not that is the best thing to do or whether or not somebody else has the best thing to do, all right? And that might be your idea, it might be another employee's idea, it doesn't matter. As long as the best idea comes about and you are able to decide which one that is. You guys have to understand and get over yourselves. Being in business, owning a business is not about being right, okay? I see this also in the same thing as when people develop products for themselves versus understanding what the market likes, all right? The same people who I just talked about that can't accept the fact that they're not always the best and that they're not always right are the same people that develop products for the market based upon what they like and not based upon what the market likes. And you guys, all of you who fall in those groups, you better learn to do what I'm telling you to do or you're gonna be out of business. Because dude, big egos, overinflated egos, they come from insecurity, all right? The only reason that you would act that way is that if you're actually insecure about the amount that you truly know, so you overinflate, puff your chest, feel like you need to be right, and guess what? You're usually wrong, your employees don't respect you, your peers don't respect you, and this goes for you people who are in an office environment, working for another company, owning a company. It goes for everybody listening. You're not always gonna be right. That's okay. The best leaders in the world are not the ones that are the smartest or the ones that are most right. They're the ones that can decipher who's the best at which job, put in the right places to win, and then also decide from a humble place, and humble meaning understanding that you don't know everything, which idea is going to be the best for everybody. Okay, that's your job. You're the captain of the team. You're the CEO. You're the captain of the ship. If you're going to steer the ship into rocks just because you've argued with your first mate about your path being right, you're an idiot. Okay? It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to not be right. It's okay to admit that you weren't right. And in fact, if you want the respect of your team and your peers, you will be willing and able to admit that you made mistakes the minute that you make them.